Hey guys, this is Cody with Dodson Wholesale Lumber, and this is my beautiful wife.
Hi, I'm Rochelle.
And this is 1x8 shiplap. This is an extremely popular item right now. You may be seeing it on our sample board at your local lumber yard, or even the video of me explaining about this product. So today, what Rochelle and I have done is we've made a fake wall here at the Dodson Lumber office, and hopefully we're gonna answer all your questions and show you how to put up shiplap in your own house. So let's get started. Dodson Wholesale Lumber, bringing goods from the woods since 1955. Okay, so tools. The first tool we're gonna need today, tape measure, for obvious reasons. We have to measure every piece and get it to fit in between each stud.
Okay. Hammer.
Okay, hammer to knock each piece, which brings us to our next tool. This is a nail set. We'll talk about it a little bit more in the video, and you may have seen it in the last video we did. But this saves your lumber from getting damaged if you have a nail that's not completely recessed. Okay, level. Probably the most important tool we have. So if your wall is not level, it's not gonna look good. Next we have our finish gun. So this is a finish gun. We're running at about 90 PSI. And the nails we're using for this finish gun are 2.5 inch 15 gauge finish nails. They look like this. So we're gonna go ahead and get this loaded. And then probably most importantly, we have our safety glasses. So you don't ever wanna handle one of these without protecting your eyes. So let's get started. Okay guys, let's get started. So here's our first piece. So we've already pre-cut all of our pieces here for this entire wall just to make it easier on you guys. So what I'm gonna do, because I know I'm gonna have trim on the bottom of this, I'm not too worried about a gap. So what I'm gonna do is I've got it flush to this side, it's flush to that side. I'm gonna pull up about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and hit it. And so now, if you wanna put the level on top of there, and take that, I will level this for you.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
Okay.
one more at the bottom?
One more at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. And just so this holds really well, I know I got that bottom plate all along here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit a few more. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna paint these. And so I'm not too worried about trying to nail in the tongue here. I'm gonna go ahead and face nail everything because I know I can come back later and fill that in with caulk, and it's gonna give us a nice good paint job. You wanna get those.
Okay.
And we're hitting these all in the studs. So we're getting a good hold there.
And I already did that one.
You already did that one, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got our next pieces here. And here's something to talk about. So we've got our next piece cut, and we can go ahead and flush it just like that, and you won't have any gap here. But what everybody likes nowadays is what's called a nickel gap. And so they like to gap these. So here's some scrap metal that I've had just laying around, and it's about the width of a nickel. So on this one, we're going for that look, and we're gonna go ahead and gap all of these. So we're gonna put it right there, put it down on top. Do the same on this side. And so flush to this side, and you can see that this is only taking up half of that stud. And that leaves room for the other half of the stud to get that piece. And so if you'll hand me that.
Okay.
Perfect. And then we can actually leave that there. Pull this piece out. And here's our next piece.
Whoop.
Oh.
I'm good.
Okay. So. Here's a spacer for you if you want to put it on that end down there.
Just here?
Yep. Put it right on the tongue.
All right.
push down. There you go. Okay.
And then take this out.
And then we pull those out. Sometimes they can be a little difficult to get out.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So next, we have a longer piece. And you can see what we're doing in here. We are staggering our joints. And what I mean by that is instead of having all one piece all the way across, we are sometimes having, you know, a 48-inch board in this case, a 16-inch board here. And that gives us a kind of a sporadic look. You don't want to have a very uniform look. It'll look kind of like a brick pattern. So you want it to be, you know, pretty random.
Right.
The spacer. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna start my side. Is that about right? And then we'll work it down. And so now would be a good time to check for level. You always want to revisit and keep checking for level just to make sure your wall's coming out right. And we're perfect right there. So we'll keep on working. Okay guys, so what happened is a super common problem that you're probably gonna run into. So I didn't put enough pressure on the nail gun and that nail didn't get recessed into the lumber just like it should. So now if I were to paint that, it's gonna be super noticeable. So what I've got here is a finish hammer and it's got a smooth face so it doesn't damage the lumber. And I'm gonna go ahead and tack that in as far as I can without really hitting the lumber. Okay. And so now I've got my nail set. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this nail set right on the head of that nail and punch it in a little bit further. And now that's nice and recessed, and then when we come back and caulk that, you'll never know it was there. So we'll get back on it. Okay guys, as you can see here, we finished up most of the wall, but we have one piece left. But that one piece you can see is gonna be a little bit too wide for our wall. This is not quite a full piece left. So we've got our measuring tape and we're gonna measure to see what size we need to cut this piece on the table saw. So I'm measuring this end, 6 inches even. If you wanna go ahead and measure that end, see what you get.
Yes.
Okay.
Even.
Perfect. So we're gonna take this last piece out to the shop and we're gonna rip it with the table saw and we'll be right back. Perfect. Pass it to me. Okay, spacers. Okay guys, so we've got the last board ripped and we got it nailed up there. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of your way and we'll show you a look at the finished product. Okay guys, so we went ahead and finished up the wall here. All we would have left to do with this would be, because we are painting it, would be come back and fill these with caulk and then go ahead and paint it and then trim the bottom or the top, whatever we wanted to do there. I think it turned out really good.
So pretty.
With that nickel gap. I like that a lot rather than just having them center match there. So one thing I did forget to mention earlier in the video was why we put the shiplap like this as opposed to, if I can get it here, like this. So having it installed this way, especially for exterior purposes, prevents water from getting back behind there. It doesn't matter quite so much whenever it's interior, but that's why we did that. So hopefully we answered any questions you guys had on shiplap in this video, and we look forward to seeing what some of you guys do.
Had so much fun building this, so we hope you do too.
If you guys have any more questions, please do not hesitate to get in contact with us at Dodson Lumber, social media, in the comment section, or even give us a call. Any one of us would love to answer any questions you have. So until next time, we'll see you.
Thank you.